It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Newell. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. But for those of you who do know me, you know that that's not why we're always here, right? Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And with that, let's jump right in. Okay, guys, so we're back to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta and a potential cast shakeup. Guys, this is going to be very interesting because the last season we were kind of missing. I don't know. I just don't know how to explain it. Is it because of COVID? Because we had so many Housewife franchises filmed during COVID, and it seemed like it could kind of affected the show, I guess. I don't know. I mean, Real Housewives of Orange County had the lowest rated season ever. Then we had Real Housewives of Dallas, which was like, Then we had Real Housewives of New York, which is currently airing, and it's getting better. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, well, we know why that's getting better. I don't have to go there. And of course, Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm hoping with this upcoming season that a lot of the restrictions will be lifted, and I believe they already are. So hopefully it just feels like things are getting back to normal. But as far as who won't be coming back for sure, we've already talked about this a little bit. LaToya Ali, who joined the cast as a friend of, will not be back. Now, rumor is she showed up to the reunion with her new boyfriend, and she was trying to get producers to see, listen, I have this new man and he's willing to film, unlike Adam Ali. So Adam was her ex, and Adam did not want to film on the show. He didn't want his kids featured on the show. He just didn't want to be a part of it. He was actually trying to convince LaToya Ali not to be a part of it and said, listen, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You're on YouTube. You make great money. Just stick with that. However, for LaToya Ali, I think she was feeling like maybe this is the next step in her career and she could definitely solidify her spot on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, which, however, did not happen. Now, the speculation is that it's because a lot of the women felt like she was messy and they didn't want to continue filming with her. And she kind of went out of her way to push the women. She crossed paths with Kenya, who was originally one of her first friends. Candy brought her on. She never really crossed Candy. Porsha was like skeptical as hell. Like, I'm not dealing with this girl. She's messy. Obviously, we know the situation with her and Fallon Gobadia. Cynthia Bailey, she really had nothing to do with any of this. And Drew Sidora, we know LaToya Ali and Drew Sidora butted heads too. So I think as far as the women go, they just did not want to continue filming with her, and producers saw that. Now, of course, she's not the only one not coming back. You guys know that I did my exclusive interview with Fallon Gobadia, who I think is absolutely amazing. And I think she would have been perfect for the show. She even said, I would come back had they would have offered, but they felt like she was not on brand for the show after that moment that she had at her home, with LaToya Ali, and she grabbed the golf club. So they felt like, listen, that's not on brand, which I have questions about that, considering there have been so many other more ruthless situations on the Housewives. So I don't understand how that wouldn't be on brand, but it just is what it is. So as of right now, LaToya Ali and Fallon Gobadia are out. Now, they are saying we are losing a more permanent housewife, a housewife who actually holds that Georgia peach. Who could it be? Well, the rumor is that it would be Cynthia Bailey, and I think she's even afraid to lose her job at this point. Now, of course, Cynthia Bailey spoke on this on the Wendy Williams show, and she even mentioned nobody really wants to lose their job. But Wendy Williams had opinions of her own. Now, why would Cynthia Bailey be the one who would be out? Well, at this moment in time, she's happy. She just got married. We watched her get married before, divorced, married again. And now I don't know if she's necessarily, if there's much for her to offer to the cast. I think we need a little bit of a shakeup and just some more excitement. Not saying Cynthia Bailey is not exciting. I've met her in person a couple of times, and I think she's absolutely amazing and beautiful. But I think there comes a time on the show where even maybe it would make sense to give her a season or two off and then bring her back in the future and revisit this. Now, I don't want to put words into anybody's mouth. This is what was said on Wendy Williams, and this is what Cynthia has to say about her potential exit. Cynthia Bailey told Wendy Williams, word on the street is, I may be out of a job. And Wendy Williams said, listen, Is someone being fired? She said, that's what we're hearing. And she's like, honestly, you want to know what I think? Everyone, of course, nobody knows what is going to come out of Wendy Williams' mouth because she just has that shock factor. And she says, I think you should be fired. There's nothing more, nothing exciting. Listen, I think that you had a good run on the show, but I think you should be the one who's fired from the show. But I was thinking in my head, if you're fired, what are you going to do for a paycheck? Cynthia is just laughing, but probably so uncomfortable in this moment because who wants to hear that they should be phased out of a show that they've been a part of for so long at this point? And Cynthia is sitting there listening patiently. And Wendy Williams says, listen, I think you should be fired, of course, but what are you going to do for a paycheck? But I just remembered you're a supermodel. You can do anything you want for a paycheck. You still have that supermodel ability. So even though she hit her with that shocking statement, at least she came back and gave her, you know, a nice compliment. It was sort of like a nice nasty, but again, what else do we expect from Wendy Williams? That's why we love her. Cynthia Bailey also said, I love the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This platform has been so amazing, and Bravo and the network, they've been so good to her. She also said, here's the thing, nobody really wants to be fired. She also added, I mean, my first job was Taco Bell. I wouldn't want to be fired from there. I would want to be offered the option if I wanted to leave on my own. Which makes sense. Most housewives would like to quit on their own terms. Nobody, again, wants to be fired. That's not a great feeling. Cynthia said, God's will, not my will be done. I've had an amazing run, and she has been an 11-year permanent peach holder. That really is a great run for a housewife, honestly. Now, of course, Wendy did a little bit of digging, and Cynthia was asked who would she fire if she had, you know, the say-so in all of it. And she didn't really mention anyone on the cast, but she did say Nene Leakes should never have the opportunity to return back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, we do know Nene Leakes had sort of a messy exit, especially because as soon as she left, was phased out, fired, quit, whatever it was, she dragged the network's name, Bravo, Andy Cohen, through the mud. She did not go out without a bang, and it just is what it is. But she said, as for anyone, it would be Nene. And she also pointed out the fact that Nene tried to get her fired all the time. What's wrong? Now, of course, speculation came from the fact that Cynthia Bailey took the Real Housewives of Atlanta out of her Instagram bio. And an insider even told Entertainment Tonight, listen, that hasn't been in her bio for a long time. I'm not sure where these rumors came from, but there's nothing that's confirmed right now. And as for Bravo, they haven't confirmed anything either. They've just stayed silent on the whole matter. So we really don't know. This is not confirmed. Cynthia, you might have a 12-year run. Maybe. The insider also pointed out that it would be kind of strange for Bravo to fire Cynthia from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, especially because they just had her film in Turks and Caicos for Real Housewives AllStars. Now, speaking of Real Housewives AllStars, Cynthia did point out that her and one of the other housewives did have a moment, and that moment lasted a little bit longer than it needed to. Which housewife is it? Well, turns out it's Kyle Richards. And she said, listen, I like Kyle. We have a lot of friends in common, but we did have a moment. It lasted a little bit longer than it needed to. And at the end of the day, we left, and I think we left it in a good place. I mean, honestly, that's how Cynthia always is. She always has, and I think this is why she's been on it for so long. Unlike LaToya Ali, and this is not a diss, LaToya came on the show this past season for conflict, whereas Cynthia Bailey and some of our OGs, so to speak, even if they're not from the first season, but, you know, Cynthia, we can give her the OG title, especially because she was on for about 11 years. They know how to have conflict and resolution. And that's so important because while we want to see, you know, what happens and like the stuff that actually goes down within the housewives realm, we want to see our favorite housewives get back together and make nice. We want to see them be able to patch things up and move forward and continue to build their relationships. That's what makes a great housewife. Honestly, good for you, Cynthia. Guys, as for the rumors about Cynthia Bailey being fired from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I don't want to just give you all of this information and not know what you think about it. Do you think Cynthia Bailey should be the one who is fired, or do you think that it should be one of the other housewives? Mind you, we still have Kandi, Kenya, Drew Sidora, and Porsha. Of course, we know Marlo Hampton is not going to get the boot, and we know LaToya Ali and Fallon Gobadia are already gone. Who should be the housewife that does not come back? Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and comment below. But before you go, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And with that, We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Check us out every Monday and Wednesday. Thanks for watching Up and Adam.